Yeah.
Good boy. Good boy.
Okay.
What do you think of the Scribe, Javi?
What do you think? What do you think? Put your foot on it. He says, I pick it.
Does it have paw resistance?
It's great. Paw scratch.
Paw protection?
Sorry, that's a dog. He can't write on this.
It doesn't even have opposable thumbs. Oh yeah, so CloudSync. So you're saying like you've deleted notes before and then you're like, where did that go?
Yeah, I deleted a note once. Okay, I'll tell you, they do say permanently delete. Mm-hmm. It says on it permanently
like tells
delete.
you, yeah.
But like, I'm not used to that. We don't live in a world where when you delete something, it's deleted. Yeah. It just doesn't. And I permanently deleted something, and it was permanently deleted.
Especially if you think of this as like a digital paper, right?
Yeah.
Because like even if you throw a piece of paper away, you can go get it, right? Like.
It was permanently deleted. Like they were not messing around.
Do you think they should have like a
deleted archive?
A deleted archive for that, like keeps it there for like kind of like your
30 days.
Google inbox kind of thing, where it's like 30 days,
or like your
and then
iPhone.
it clears your trash.
Yes.
And then like
Yeah, same as like your iPhone does that with photos. You've got a permanent, like a recently deleted album, keeps them for 30 days. You can recover them,
right.
Or go in there and delete it.
Yeah.
I don't even need to have that many features. It would just be nice to be able to recover something I deleted by accident.
Yeah, and then tying into CloudSync, I remember when we were in the car and you were telling me you had one of these. You mentioned multiple accounts.
I still have this issue.
Okay, so I looked into it a little bit, but I didn't find a full answer. But basically, the issue Olivia was having was, I think the Kindle account is tied to your mom's account.
Yeah, so it's my mom's Amazon Prime account.
Email yourself anything, then it goes to your mom's email and not yours.
Yes. I'm a real adult, I swear, but why not use your mom's Prime account?
Yeah. Honestly, if you have a family and you have like 4 accounts, you're doing it wrong. Like,
you should all be on one.
You should all be on one account.
All right, where do you want?
So go into your account. So see the down there, send to Kindle email? Mm-hmm. It gives you a site. You can't click on that.
Oh.
But it gives you that link to go to.
Amazon.com/MYK.
Change your settings. So I'm wondering, does your mom have a Kindle too?
No. Okay. I don't think so. We have a lot of them, like, I see it says Jody's 8th Kindle. We have a lot of Kindles, like, floating around.
So my best advice would be to, like, I'll research it too, but, like, if you go to that link and then try to maybe update your email to that, then maybe everything that gets sent will go
that would be fine for us because I think I'm the one who's predominantly using it. I guess it would be confusing if someone had multiple.
It's also weird that in here they don't show it, but like within one Amazon account you can have different user profiles like I was telling you about. Like
which I did not go
Mine randomly I think created a kid's profile. So it's like it has my profile and then a kid's profile.
Yeah.
But it's like I should just be able to set in the Kindle like whose profile it's for, right?
Yes.
Like if it's for my kid, I don't have a kid, but like if I did, I could just set it for them, and then
everything that they were doing
parental controls all go up and everything, and then their email would be associated with it.
Yeah, I think that would probably make the most sense.
Which, just like Alexa's too, right? You can have different accounts, or they now have like I think voice recognition. So if you lived in this house and you were talking to it, it would know that it was you, and it would have your Amazon account interests like linked up.
Kind of scary, kind of cool.
Kind of scary, kind of cool, kind of useful. I obviously don't use it because it's just me here, but like I'm sure people with like 4 people in the household, it is kind of useful.
Javi, if you were barking, it would know it's you.
Yeah, it would know Javi wanted to
order Javi's treats.
A little treat for Javi. Did you know that there's a whole category that exists now that are not like this or this, that are actually like Android tablets that have e-ink?
No.
So, and they're in color?
No.
So the one I was telling you about with the folio that can like stand up and like go on its side, and it's like really well done. It's a company called Books. There are other companies that try to make them, but Books is really the only one that's doing it right now. They just like, their refresh rates are insane. Like you can watch videos on those in color. It's not a great experience, but you can watch it, and they have full access to the Play Store. So like you were talking like when you were doing like the video production stuff, you would work exclusively in like Google Docs and whatnot. You can just download Google Docs Excel, Google Docs Word, and edit stuff live from the tablet.
That would be amazing.
So those exist.
That would have been...
How does that make you feel?
That makes me feel... But it doesn't have the Kindle experience.
So you can download the Kindle app on it.
That makes me think that maybe I should have done more research before I bought what I bought.
No, to be fair, the color ones, they just came out earlier this year, and no one really knew how good they were going to be.
Okay, here is my comment on that though. Because I use this mostly for work, I do appreciate the simplicity of not having color.
Yeah.
I think I am somebody that like, if I have 48 different color pens, I'm going to like use all 48 of them.
You're going to like get lost in it.
Yeah, like when I was note taking in college, it was like a different colored pen for every different headline, for every different everything. And I enjoy it and I like that experience, but it's not the most efficient experience. And I think like the way I'm actively using this, like I'm on a work call and I'm like scribbling down notes, I'm keeping a to-do list, like I'm doing stuff like that. I sort of prefer the simplicity of the black and white.
Okay.
For work purposes. If it was personal, having fun, I would love to be able to like swap my pen color 97 times.
Yeah. I'm kind of with you on that. Like I asked the video I'm working on with Kit and Brandon that I collabed with, I asked them like, does color, because now that these color e-ink screens exist, I was like, if a Remarkable 3 were to come out, like, does color go against the ethos of the company? Mm-hmm. Where it's like, this is literally just supposed to be a note-taking device. Mm-hmm. Do you even need color, right?
No.
And I just don't think, so I think when the Remarkable 3 comes out, it's going to have this screen.
Okay.
It's just going to have a high, because this is 220.
Why wouldn't
this is 227 ppi, that's 300. Mm-hmm. So the clarity, like when you shrink the text, or when we were talking about like in the ebooks earlier, when you like pinch it to its like minimum, it's still going to be very crisp and very sharp.
Yep.
This, while I don't really have many complaints about it, like it could always be sharper.
Yeah.
Right. So
like,
it's
why wouldn't it be if you had
exactly?
That
So I don't think they're going to use these 300 ppi color screens though, because they compromise a little bit on the contrast. Mm-hmm. Like because the matrix of colors, the gray or the white back there doesn't look as white or gray.
Okay.
So it's a little more like washed out of a color. But then it does have the option of having color writing, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it does kind of take away from the like purity of the note-taking experience.
Yeah.
For it to be color.
Yeah.
You don't need it. And like look how much shading that you're doing with this too.
Yeah.
I know this is
this is like pencil, this was the calligraphy pen, and then these white lines.
Cool.
These white lines are actually just like if I went in here and then went to here, just set it to white. And then you can actually like delete, right? So instead of like using an eraser.
Yeah, Kindle should do that too, because that's an easy feature for them to include for the pen options.
Do you use the lasso tool a lot?
Yeah, you know, I was recently playing with the lasso tool. I am going to use it more now that I know it exists, because I'm
curious about something right now. I just thought because I learned this recently on the Remarkable, and like if I wanted to move this, or let's say I just copy it.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to plant it here. I can actually... Oh, I missed it.
Make it bigger and smaller?
No, watch. I can make it bigger and smaller, but then if I move it over, I can invert it.
Oh, you can flip it?
I can invert it. Look, I can flip it like that.
Yep.
Or I could just have it inverted. So I don't know if the Kindle does that because I don't note-take on it much, but...
All right, let's check.
So, for example, this... So that resizes. Now go in the other direction.
Nope, she gone.
Nothing.
She's
all right, Amazon.
Gone.
Amazon, you got to get on that.
That's a cool mirror feature.
I wonder if there's a way to do it that's different, but doesn't seem like it, right?
No.
It would be more straightforward, right?
I think so. I think you would know.
But yeah, the kind of duplicating like that's super useful. So
can you rotate on yours?
Well, so like for this, what I did is I actually drew half of him.
Yeah.
And then I just mirrored it and put the other half there.
You smart son of a gun. See, yeah, that's way better. Can you rotate on
here?
You're Remarkable. With something that you pick.
I actually need to check on that because I don't use that feature. Let me see. If there is, I think you can, because I think there's a middle button.
Yeah, you can.
Like I think there's a middle dot. Like watch when I lasso.
On the top, there should.
When I lasso this, I think there's a middle dot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can pivot it.
So Kindle is missing out on that. You should be able to invert and you should be able to rotate.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
I agree. Yeah.
Because that's like low hanging.
But that's, in my opinion, that's like one of the coolest things of smart paper is the lasso tool, because it's like sometimes I'm doing I'll show you something.
Well, it makes it more fun to draw on.
It does, but it allows you to make mistakes. It allows you to change the flow of your note taking really quickly.
That's true. Like spacing matters a lot to me when I'm note taking, and it's easy when you're handwriting to like mess that up.
Yeah.
And being able to go in and move that makes a big difference.
Yeah, like I think it was this one. I was like taking notes on this course I took, and then I missed like a bunch of these points when it was live, and so then I was able to like go back in it. You see here?
Oh yeah, and
like
add
I was able
back
to like
into the middle.
I was able to just like shift everything down. Where it's like if I had a piece of paper, and like you were a very avid note taker, it seems like this is kind of like smart paper because it allows you to just shift things around, increase size, flip, rotate, like OCR, optical character recognition, which converts to handwriting and whatnot, or handwriting into text.
I would have loved this in college.
Yeah.
And high school, but I would have really loved this in college.
I agree.
They sort of existed, but they sort of didn't for us,
agree.
right?
Yeah.
No, that would have been nice.
This would have been a game changer in college.
Yeah. Especially if I could have been, I was an English major, like an English lit major, and I was reading books like nonstop, and I was annotating books nonstop, and it would have been really nice for me to be able to do that.
Yeah, there was one class in college, I think it was stress analysis. I actually stopped taking notes because there was a girl who took such good notes, and she would upload it to the class so everyone could have them. And I was like, well, like I'm never gonna take notes again, but like in that class specifically. But like for other classes, obviously, I feel like sometimes they were writing stuff so quickly and talking so quickly that I just couldn't get all of it down.
So my college used to pay me to Xerox my notes.
Really?
For classes that I took I would have to go in.
They should have paid that girl that did it.
They should have paid that girl. They used to pay me to Xerox the notes, and then the student athletes would have access to them when they would go in for their like
so
tutoring.
They could keep their bare minimum GPA.
They could keep their bare minimum GPA and skip class for as much as they wanted to.
Yeah.
No, I was in there taking notes for them.
Nice.
I didn't do it for very long because I decided that I did it for that reason exactly. I was like, yeah, screw these guys. They should come to class.
Good work. Just going back to like the books Note Air. The cool thing about those two is, and I don't have one, but I would love to try one because I do think there is merit to having access to the Google Play Store. Mm-hmm. But I don't think I would get one of those as my like replacement device for this, because this I like how distraction free it is and how it's just like a digital notepad for me.
Yeah,
that's it, right?
I mean,
there isn't a web browser. There's no app store. There's literally nothing in here. Right? I would like to see a drawing app, but that's it. And maybe some way to like access like Excel notes or something.
Yeah, for the Remarkable. Yeah. I mean, I think I probably have like similar wish list things too. That for the Kindle, I think that there should be a slightly better drawing app or like a drawing
or like
experience.
More pen tools.
More pen tools for sure. Even keeping up with the number of pen tools that the Remarkable has. Like your really fine point pen, like I don't have that. And I would also like the ability to add white, like you were doing.
Oh, we got an update here. Let's restart it.
A live update for the Remarkable. Yeah, I think that some of the pen tools would be nice. I think some of the drawing features would be nice. Actual physical pens being better.
Yep.
I think that this is probably like the biggest pain
point. And then in a
this.
drawing app, if they were to make one, like having tools like the ruler thing you were talking about.
I would love to have a
shapes. Like the books, the Android one I was talking about. Now in the app they have the ability, if you draw a circle, it'll recognize a circle and then it'll snap it to a perfect circle.
So that I think too is like, because I understand that there's a user experience feature that comes with this, that there's not 1,000 options, so it makes it easy because you're not overwhelmed with options. You're not deep clicking into multiple different menus. And I think asking for some of the features we're asking for, they would have to figure out how to keep that user experience simple, and stuff like that is probably how
it can. In some ways, they would do it. It can overwhelm people or like detract them from it. If
I was somebody that knew that if I drew a circle and it snapped to a perfect circle, or I could highlight with a like sometimes I want to like highlight like a rectangle and it would snap and highlight like that. And
I find highlighting to be a little annoying sometimes in here, just because I'm just gonna go to random notebook. But if I go to the highlighter here. And I set it to whatever color I have to like do it multiple times to get like the whole word.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think the user experience thing that would be most important for
Or like
them
I would love
for
to just
me.
be like, and then it would just like
And it
fill
would
that
just highlight.
in. You know,
Is
fill
it-
that in or something.
I want to know that if I'm somebody that knows that feature exists, I can use it. But if I'm somebody who doesn't know that feature exists, it doesn't mess with my experience. I can still be somebody that single line highlights if that's the way that I like to do it.
Yeah.
Versus if I was somebody who knew that if I had the highlight button pressed and I circled it, it should highlight the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something like that.
One thing I'd like to see more in the Scribe is more templates. So the remarkable is you can upload custom templates, but look, it has like templates for like music.
Whoa.
There are chemical formula ones that are like little hexagons that you can like do like chemical equations. Hi.
Yeah, that's cool. There's a huge limitation for that in here.
Yeah.
What is there, like 6 features? Like 6 different ones, let's say. Okay, no, there's more than 6.
There's more than 6, but like they could
There's
have
18.
more options,
There
right?
could be more.
Yeah.
I use the check mark.
Here we'll make
The
a
checkbox probably the most.
we'll make a
What's this one?
remarkable.
This is kind of music. This is music, right?
Yes.
It just doesn't have the treble, like the clef on it.
Yes, I think it might be. 4 line. Oh, 5. Yeah, 5. Yeah.
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah. Nice.
They just don't have like the phrases.
Yep. I'll just show you some of the templates here.
Yeah, I want to see some.
So
of
like
this.
they're categorized and they're just
Whoa.
like they're like a ton, you know. Let me show you the Remarkable app really quickly. So one of the cool things is like those things I was showing you.
Mm-hmm.
The highlighters, you can choose colors in here, and then in the app it'll actually show the color.
That's very cool.
So it's like if I have a lot of things that I would like to be able to do, like my pen, if that could then go into the thing and just like modify the writing stuff. I can type text in those documents.
Oh, no, but you
I
would
can't
wanna be
modify
able
them.
to-
I'm like, why can't I just take out my pen and continue my experience
Yeah.
on here? But you can't.
Yeah, that would be very cool.
I'm reviewing stuff with notes later. I can actually have, because you know, like obviously the highlighters in here,
The grayscale.
they're grayscale,
Yeah.
and like it's useful, but it's not as useful as an actual
It's an
highlighter.
actual highlighter.
It's kind of ironic because like the term highlighter is like really to point something out, and it doesn't really point it out. It just like changes it a little
Just
bit.
changes it.
Yeah.
It does enough to make you know that it's something different, but it's not particularly a
Yeah,
highlighter.
like
It's
there
true.
you see, you can-
Cool. I
you
like
choose different
that.
colors and
That's
whatnot.
really cool.
And the cloud sync's great. So the books ones I was telling you, the Android tablets.
Yeah.
They have the ability where like, let's say I'm on my laptop. There is because it's Android, you can install custom apps on them. And so there's an app where you can have it be a second screen to your monitor, for example,
Ooh.
which I think would be really cool because then
Ooh.
you can use your laptop keyboard to type on it. But
Also the reverse.
yes.
You can annotate by hand on one of your.
Yeah, exactly.
that's
So
nice.
like if you were on a PDF in your laptop, you could just pull it over to the Onyx and then you could just annotate on it.
You know,
Or read like documents where, or if you're outside, let's say you're outside and you're working on your laptop and you're like, I can't see shit, pop up the Onyx, the books.
Yeah,
and then,
because it's so much better with the glare.
Yeah.
That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
The first thing that came into my head when
And
you were
it's
saying
easier on
that
your eyes too, right? So
is
it's
like
like if you're just reading a document, it's like, I don't want to read it on my laptop screen, I just want to read it on this.
Yeah, I don't want to read it on my laptop. I was also just what came into my head with that like screen mirroring too is I could totally see like professors like loving that if they could work from their iPad at their
Yeah.
like podium and be able to be annotating something that's like mirrored up onto a
Yeah.
like a bigger screen.
What I personally would want to use it for is if I'm video editing on that little second screen, I can just have my bin folder with all my files and then I can just throw stuff into Premiere,
Yeah.
you know, when I want it. But like, because right now I just like alt tab in and out.
Yeah.
Which is
Not fun.
fine, but it's annoying. It's kind of annoying sometimes. But like, it's a color e-ink screen, so obviously I'm not gonna do like color editing on there or like color grading.
No.
But like, if I see the file, I can at least with color like tell what it is,
Yeah.
and I can just throw it over and just like have it as a little mini
Yeah,
second
I would see
screen.
that being very useful. I don't know. I mean, I guess that's like what that comes down to is, do you want to be a purist note taker and keep
I
things in
personally
black
want to
and
have
white?
both. I
Or do
personally
you-
want to
you
have
wanna
both of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I love this thing. I mean, for different use cases, right? Like I take notes on here, I read books on here,
Mm-hmm.
and then the Android one, I would like mess with Word docs.
All right, Vlad, that's one too many. You also have a small Kindle. You can't have 5 different tablets. I mean, I guess you can do whatever you want, but that's a lot of tablets.
This is to read on the go. This is to read in the house.
They all have, you get a label maker, and they all have like at home.
Yeah.
At home, on
and then
the go.
The super note that's coming is going to be my drawing one.
You're nuts. I guess this is why you do what you do, and I do what I do.
Yeah.
We live in very different worlds.
Yeah.
Oh my god. This was fun.
Yeah, anyways, I think that about wraps it up.